Today, we face one of the most controversial questions in martial art. Why does Wing Chun fail when it goes against MMA fighters or Muay Thai boxers? Is it Wing Chun weak, or are we simply training it the wrong way? So let's dive deep and uncover the truth. So let's talk about the history of Wing Chun, for those who doesn't know Wing Chun. Wing Chun was born on the street of southern China over 300 years ago. It wasn't designed for the ring. It was designed for survival, a system of economy, speed, and structure. MMA and Thai boxing, on the other hand, are sports forged in full contact combat. Fighters train daily in live sparring, conditioning, and pressure testing. When these two worlds collide, many people say Wing Chun loses badly. But is that fair? Well, a lot of critics argue that Wing Chun doesn't work in the cage because it lacks full contact sparring, which I agree. There's no ground game, which I agree. Once you're taken down, Wing Chun offers little. So we cannot defend against once you get grabbed. So many schools focus on forms and tease out drills and never on applying them under pressure. And physically, Wing Chun practitioners may not condition their bodies like the Thai boxers or the wrestler, which is true too. So all these critics is right. You see? But many Wing Chun supporters argue differently. They say Wing Chun is about efficiency and ending fights quickly, not playing a sport with rules. Techniques like center line, control, simultaneously defend and attack, and short-range power can be devastating if trained properly. So, to me, I think the issue is not Wing Chun, but the way it's taught today. Without sparring, without testing, no martial art survives. I've trained Wing Chun for over 50 years. I've sparred, I've fought, I've tested myself in the street, in the ring. And here's what I've seen. Wing Chun can absolutely work, but only if you train in the right way. What does that mean, train in the right way? That means putting on gloves, sparring under pressure. When you spar, not killing each other, just learn the technique, spar. Learning to absorb hits, practicing entries against rear punches, kicks, and clinches. And cross-training, train with other style. Understanding how wrestler and Thai boxers fight. If you never test your Wing Chun outside of Chi Sao, then yes, 100% it will fail. But if you apply its principles in live fighting, it becomes alive again. So the truth is, Wing Chun doesn't fail, but the people fail Wing Chun by training it without reality. The art is alive, but only if you keep testing, evolving, and challenging yourself. What do you think? Is Wing Chun still relevant today, or should it stay as a historical art? Share your thoughts. Let's have a real conversation. If you found this valuable, you can subscribe. I remember that when I was training Wing Chun with my teacher, my teacher students, all my Kung Fu brothers, all they are focusing on Chi Sao and forms and making sure that every technique is correct, which is fine, which is amazing. But I focus more on sparring, full contact, with my glove, with my pad, and using Wing Chun as a technique to improve my sparring and my fighting skill ability. The reason I do that because I work as a bouncer and a bodyguard, so I need to be really alert and make sure that Wing Chun that I have trained is very practical in my work. That's why I think I'm a bit different from a lot of Wing Chun so-called teacher or masters. So that is why I've seen the real world, the reality. You see? And I have trained students who fought in rings and win many times in the past. And we challenge kickboxers, MMA, and I trained some of my top students went and fought and win most of the time. So Wing Chun have a chance in the ring if you are trained properly. If you understand the concept of the fighting in the ring, grappling technique or different style, and if you learn to adapt it, then Wing Chun can move forward. So the key word is open your mind, my friend. Open your mind. The world is very big. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.